About 8 years ago or so, I took on my first round of private investment. Now, prior to taking on the investment, I had a 2-year track record of doing really well on a smaller amount of capital. But the moment I had the injection of the investment, things started to fall apart in my trading. There was a significantly greater reward in my mind on each individual trade. And as a result, there was a greater fear of missing out on trades and a fear of loss on each of those trades. And that oscillation in my mind between thinking there's going to be a greater reward and this greater fear if things don't go to plan created this internal pressure, which led me to taking some trades that weren't part of the plan and to jump back into the market to revenge trade and to overtrade and to impulsively trade. And all these destructive trading patterns started to come through as a result of my inability to manage that increase in capital. Now, long story short, I ended up losing that first round of private investment. And at the time, it was an incredibly painful part of my journey. It was also, though, a driving force for me to really have a value on understanding what is going on in my psychology before I'm making decisions. And it was a huge driving force for me to go and study psychology and human behavior and understand the inner workings of the mind. And why is it for so long I could make good process-based decisions, but the moment a little bit more capital was on my shoulders and that extra pressure, everything started to fall apart. And I became dedicated to understanding and answering that question for myself at the time. And then over time, it started to naturally evolve into helping other traders do the same in their trading. And there was a particular principle or a particular idea that I wish I had when I first started trading that private investment, as a way to be able to manage my psychology and snap me back into the ideal mindset to be making decisions from, as opposed to letting my psychology take control and fall down these destructive patterns. So in this particular video, I'm going to share with you a 30-second check, a 30-second mental model that you can implement into your trading today to ensure you're not making irrational or erratic decisions in the markets, especially when you're under pressure. Now, essentially, there are two main components to the human psychology that are important to understand when it comes to decision making. We have what is referred to as the amygdala and the subcortical areas of the brain. This part of the brain is fully responsible for survival and keeping ourselves alive. This part of the brain was highly necessary thousands of years ago when our ancestors were out in the wild and they were surrounded by life-threatening situations. They were still hunting for food and they had imminent predators around trying to hunt them as their food. So whenever an ancestor saw a particular thing that it perceived as prey, it perceived it as dinner, the psychology developed a reaction in that moment to exaggerate and dramatize how good that particular thing was. And it labeled a food or a prey good, and it dramatized that as a survival response to get adrenaline and cortisol up in the body so that ancestor could be in a primed state to be able to capture after that prey. The blood literally went from the internal organs to the periphery of the body into the muscles, so our ancestor was able to chase after that prey and capture that prey, and so it could survive, it could have dinner for that night. But as society has developed and as most societies have become safer and the basic needs have been taken care of, food, water, shelter, the brain's had the opportunity to develop higher functions, the prefrontal cortex. And the prefrontal cortex is responsible for figuring out what is the most objective decision that I can make based on a plan or a process or a strategy. And that's the part of the brain that's responsible for strategic thinking and objective decision making. The amygdala is always going to fire first, but if the amygdala is moderated and managed, then the prefrontal higher functions come in charge and they are able to make objective decisions according to a plan or a process. So a lot of the trading I was doing on the investment was out of a stimulated amygdala, because in my mind at the time, I perceived those greater rewards on each of the individual trades because the account was so much bigger as this feast, as this dinner, as this reward in my mind. And that's what created the fight or flight response to impulsively want to seek after that, to have a fear of missing out on it. And the moment I had an inevitable loss, it was so drastic and so dramatic because in my mind, I was losing this great reward. And that's what triggered me into the destructive patterns of overtrading, revenge trading, and trying to make back what I had lost and trying to fill that dopamine deficiency in my brain as opposed to just accepting a loss and coming back the next day. So over the years, as I started to study more on decision making and the different ways you can make decisions out of the amygdala, the prefrontal cortex, and how to actually moderate and manage the amygdala's reactive response, and to how to put the prefrontal cortex in charge, there have been certain processes and systems and infrastructures that I've developed into my trading plan. Some very simple ones are just firstly ensuring your system is in a mechanical checklist. That alone, even though it has nothing to do with the psychology necessarily and directly, is a way to help manage the amygdala. The amygdala gets overwhelmed by multiple decisions. And when it's overwhelmed, it dramatizes and exaggerates, again, to stimulate that survival response. So to organize your system into a mechanical system, your trading plan into a mechanical step-by-step black or white system, helps calm the amygdala down in such high pressure environments. But when we talk about specifically trading psychology, infrastructures and resets and checks that you can do, one thing that I developed and I've shared with many different traders now, traders I work with one-on-one, thousands of traders I've worked with all around the world, helping them master their trading psychology so that they can get payouts, so they can get funding. There's a very simple check that you want to be doing at the start of every trading session. And I like the idea of using a traffic light system and going in there and grading how you feel your internal state based on how well you slept, or based on the conversations you've had and the arguments you've had that day, based on how you're feeling based on your previous trading day, based on the amount of caffeine you've consumed, based on the foods you've eaten that day. Going in there and doing a little bit of an internal state check and rating your internal state as either a red light, an orange light, or a green light. Red light obviously meaning that you're in a highly emotional state, poor sleep, multiple arguments, had a poor trading day the previous day, and knowing that your amygdala and your subcortical survival response is fired up in that state. Whenever a trader identifies himself in a red state, I encourage them to not trade for that particular day. And just give their amygdala time to settle down. If they're in an orange state, meaning that they're a little bit heightened, but still moderately in a good place, to trade, but to reduce your risk for that particular day. And if you're in a green light, meaning you're feeling poised and calm and focused and present with the market, then you allow yourself to trade with whatever full risk you have in your trading plan. Just doing that simple 3-step check really would have saved my situation many years ago, and it would have helped me have an understanding and awareness of what state I'm in and what part of my brain am I making decisions out of. Am I making emotional decisions out of the amygdala, or am I making process-based decisions out of the prefrontal cortex? That would be step number 1. And then step number 2 would be before every single trade, just having a level of awareness of why am I making this decision? Am I taking a trade based on what I'm trying to get, a certain reward, certain validation from my investors? Am I taking this trade because I perceive it's going to help me alleviate a certain pain state, a certain discomfort I'm in, a certain drawdown that I put myself in? Am I taking this trade because of what I want and what I think I'm going to get from this trade and what reward I think I deserve? You notice how the language, although a lot of the time it's unconscious and subconscious, the language is all about me and I. It's an indication that you're not trading the markets, you're trading your own emotional state, and you're trading your own narrative that you've built up in your mind. And these are the traders, just like myself, that get humbled most by the market because you're not present with the market. You're trying to think about, what can I take? What can I have? What can I get? What pleasure can I get? What pain can I alleviate right now from the market? And that is an indication that you're not present with the market and you're going to get humbled by the market. And doing that little check-in just before you're about to take a trade. Am I taking this trade because of what I think I can get on this trade? Or am I taking this trade because it truly aligns with my system and my edge, and prepaying that loss, understanding that this trade could go either way. It could be a win or a loss on the individual trade, but irrespective of the outcome, I'm still happy to take this particular trade because it aligns with my system, and I know if I do that over a large sample space, I'm going to end up profitable. So it's these simple check-ins and these simple state checks that you can do and to build an awareness of where you're at, and you start drawing causalities in your trading. You start understanding that, all right, I'm in a certain state that isn't conducive with me making the wisest decisions. And you start like a muscle to build that awareness and to build the self-control to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna half my risk today, or I'm not gonna trade today. And then on the days you do really well, you give yourself permission to trade with full risk and have a risk on day, And those are the situations where you're able to capitalize fully on the market, but also then understanding with having a realistic expectation of yourself that you're not gonna be able to do that every day. But when you're in the ideal state, when you're in the zone and the market's presenting opportunities, to then be able to go in there and take full advantage of your own internal state being poised and the market presenting opportunities. And traders, this is really why I built my Bulletproof Your Trading Mindset 3.0 training, which comes with my AI-powered dashboard and technology called TELA-X, to help you implement these principles in real time. Look, you can just take the ideas from this YouTube video and use a piece of paper and a pen or a Notion document to ask yourself these quality questions, or you can just get a free plan on my TELA-X technology and start logging every single trade through that and using the pre-trade questioning and questionnaire it takes you through. That tool is going to learn your trading behaviors and flag when you're in an emotional state, and it's going to give you that feedback in real time. It's going to know you as a trader better than what you understand yourself in those high pressure environments. So if you don't already have that, I encourage you to download it. It's in the description or the first comment, or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now. That training and that tool is going to help you implement what I'm sharing in this video in real time for you under pressure, so you don't continue to convince yourself to take trades that you know you shouldn't. Now, having this awareness about your internal state and where you're trading from is the first most important step. And then once you have an awareness of this and you start to build an understanding of what states you're in and what triggers you have, either if you're using TELA-X or doing it manually, you're gonna have a clear understanding of your internal state, your triggers, where you trade best from, where you don't trade best from. And that's where it's really important to look into working with a performance coach, someone like myself, or someone that understands the psychology and how it affects decision making. So you can start going in there and addressing the certain triggers and the certain unwanted states and the certain destructive trading patterns, so that you can rewire your psychology in a way that allows you to have consistent profitability in the market. Taking the first steps to build that self-awareness is crucial, and then taking the steps to go in there and manage that and rewire the psychology to get better results, the results you deserve in your trading, is, in my opinion, one of the best things you can do in order to be able to have consistent profitability. Traders, if you got one new insight from this video, please go ahead and like and consider subscribing to the channel. And before you click away, I want you to watch this video that's going to pop up on your screen here.